Hi, hello, namaskar everyone. Welcome to Dhwani, which means sound in Hindi. We bring to you resonating sounds created by the actions of women innovators, leaders, experts, and entrepreneurs who are making a difference in their and others' lives. We share their stories to inspire and empower other women. Dhwani is an initiative of Innoberry which is offering a platform for the women to voice their thoughts, struggles, challenges, achievements, highs and lows, and the journey that they have undertaken. I am Pooja Bhatia, a tech transfer, patent licensing, and intellectual property professional, and now your host for this show. Let's inspire and get inspired. Hi, hello, namaskar everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Dhwani. This is part of the first series focusing on women entrepreneurs working in the field of intellectual property rights in India. Did you know that a patent is a form of intellectual property rights and the only form that protects technical aspects? You can have a patent for a product or a process or both. A patent has a term of 20 years from the date of filing, but in order to be granted, it has to meet three important criteria, which are novelty, inventive step, and industrial application. Even though a patent is granted in a particular country by its government and is only enforceable in that country, the novelty is judged globally. An inventive step means that the invention is not obvious to the person skilled in the art. Adding another leg to a three-leg table won't be inventive enough. While the criteria industrial application indicates that the invention should be capable of being mass produced. Now, based on this narration, you can understand how complicated IP is. That is where the women entrepreneurs in IP that we are going to speak to are playing a key role. We have with us a mother to a 3-year-old girl and the co founder and partner of PathToIP, Miss Nidhi Agrawal. She is a registered patent agent with the Indian Patent Office. She is a Master's of Science in Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Banastali University, MBA in Pharmaceuticals from United Business Institute, Belgium. She has worked with CSIR at two different places, one with CDRI as a research scientist for 2 years and with UDIP for 3.5 years. You all would be definitely interested in knowing how do I know Nidhi? So while I was working as a chief manager at ITTO, we had an position open at ITTO, and at that time, I got in touch with Nidhi to explore if she is interested, and we spoke. Even before I could interview her, she shared that she's starting her venture. And I took a couple of minutes before I could, congratulate her and wish her luck for her new venture. I'm very much excited to hear her story, why she decided to start a venture, and what she learned in process. Hi Nidhi, welcome to the second episode of Dhwani. Thank you for joining us today. Nidhi, I'm really curious to know why did you decide to get into IP entrepreneurship?
Thank you, Pooja, for having me here. I'm really glad that Part2IP is going to complete 1 year and people have started recognizing Part2IP. It's my pleasure to share my story. So I got introduced the word IP during my master's, and even I got fascinated with IP jobs during my internship. That was a part of my master's. I always wanted to be in research, and this field, IP field, gives me the privilege to get to know more about the latest technologies, trends, and research happening around the world. So my first job as a project assistant in CSIR CDRI was where I was involved in creating a database of chemical entities. So I did lot of internet research, whatever the data related to those chemical entities is available in public domain. For example, mass and formula and smileys, those things, those data already available in public domain, and I was collecting that data. And along with that, we created some research based data. So we compiled that data and created that database. I didn't know that time that this job is slowly taking me to the IP field. And in CDRI, I remember there was a department, IP department, and the whole institute work, IP work was handled by one scientist. So I discussed with him that how should I start my career in IP. So he only introduced me to this TIFEC scholarship. It is a government initiative. And when I shifted to Pune, that time a new cohort, TIFEC cohort was launching. So I applied in it. But parallelly, actually, I was exploring jobs in IP field. So I got one job in CSIR Urdeep. So I didn't opt that IFAC scholarship that time, but this was also a good decision, and I worked with amazing clients and a team, which led me here today, where I am.
So we had a chance to meet. Were you not an IP? I am not sure if we would have, met and our paths would have crossed. But I'm really glad that you are in the same field as I am, and we share the same common, areas of interest. So everything fall into place for you step by step, taking you from the research position to IP, though IP is also connected to research. But I know you have a 3-year-old daughter, Nidhi. How do you manage your day? How do you manage your work with her?
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old beautiful daughter, and I would say that I am really feel privileged that I am in India, because I got a chance to have a caretaker for her here. And she actually, that caretaker helped me a lot in this process. Initially, for 1 year, I didn't have any caretaker for my daughter, but it was difficult that time to manage all things together. So I reached out my friends to see how they are managing all these things, like personal, professional, like your life, your dreams. So there were some mixed advice. By the time it was first lockdown and my daughter turned 1.5, and I eventually found a good caretaker. She helped me in managing all things, and because of her nature, I could believe that yeah, I can trust someone, some other person also to take care of my daughter. And of course, if you have a supporting family, it is really a great advantage for you. So this whole ecosystem helps me to manage my daughter, my home, my dreams, my professional life.
Which is good. But I would say daughters are fun. And most of them tell me that 3 years is the best age because, the child is grown up. They are no longer small. They can be managed. They know how to talk. They can do their own stuff. So, what are your thoughts
Yeah,
on that?
yes, I agree. Because now this like 3 years, she has started going to school. She are now understanding our conversation, and we we can connect these things, and
True.
small things makes difference. So now I started enjoying dinner dates also with her.
Ah,
So
I
there is a
see.
there is a lot of difference now, and yeah, this age is the best age.
I look forward to it, Nidhi. Mine is still 2 years, 3 months. So I have
Mhm.
little more time till she becomes three. But yes, I've started enjoying the phase right now. And you have correctly said that a support system is very, very essential for any mother, any working women to take care of not just the family, but also to take care of their dreams. So, but At the same time, there are so many other things that we do besides work. So, are you involved in any community related activities?
Yes, I am involved in two communities right now. One is Toastmasters community, Toastmasters club, and this club has a mission to provide support in leadership, in communication skills. I have learned a lot in these two areas from this club. I feel more confident when I communicate with people because of this club activities. And second community is Society for Women Engineers. This a community promotes women in technology, in science, in engineering. Here I actually listen to very powerful women whenever we have webinars, we have conferences also here.
Mhm.
So Lena Nair, she's a CEO of Chanel. I got a chance to hear her live because of this community. So yeah, these two communities are helping me a lot in this entrepreneur journey.
Yeah, so it's giving you an opportunity to network and connect with people uh,
Yes,
having the same
yes,
situations and problems.
yes,
but
a lot.
but definitely, Society for Women Engineers sounds quite intellectual and correlates with IP. And I wasn't aware that there's such a society in India. Maybe I have heard the name, but I couldn't recollect. Now that you have told me, I'll definitely Google and see what the society is all about. As you would agree, Nidhi, empathy plays a key role in building a great team and motivating them. Since you are an all women team, as I understand, both you and your co founder both are women, and the team also has women team members in it. So, are there any special provisions that you have included or planned for to ensure that their work can be managed well?
Actually, it is not completely true. We do have two male consultants also in our team.
Okay.
But yeah, at Part 2 IP, we have provided flexibility to the women in terms of working hours because currently we are working in remote system, remote setup. So
Okay.
they can manage their work and can have a work-life balance here. Also, we always encourage our colleagues to speak about their problems as strong, healthy communication is a key of smooth running of a venture. So, yeah, I have experienced such conditions when I started Part 2 IP. I know these are the key things which should be taken care of. So I can relate all these issues. And if a person is not able to manage personal life well because of work pressure, he or she would not be able to work or give 100% at work.
That is true because at the end of the day, you would be so much pressurized from both the ends that
Yes.
you feel that you have not meeting what you wanted to and intended to.
I
So
believe woman has lot of hats. They have
they are
they are handling.
multitaskers.
Yes, yes, they are multitasker.
So, what are your aspirations? What do you plan for the next 5 years? How do you plan to take it ahead? Maybe path to IP, or at a personal level, what are your plans?
So I would like to answer this question as a co-founder of Path2IP. So Path2IP's vision is to be the best and quality IP services provider. And currently, we are working in four verticals. First is research part, where we provide all kind of prior searches, all research, competitive intelligence like patentability, FTP, invalidity search. So we provide this kind of research. In second vertical, we do provide patent drafting, filing, and managing whole patent portfolio. In the third, we do trademarks and industrial design part where we do filing, prosecution, and manage this portfolio. In the fourth part, we do provide IP trainings, where we have actually mission that we should provide IP awareness also. So under this, we do different IP trainings and webinars. As we are
Are
going
these
to complete.
webinars, Nidhi, for students and professionals, or these are open to anyone, startups, academic institutions?
So sometimes actually different communities approach us or different colleges approach us to give awareness session. So we do for students also, we do corporates also, we do start for startups also, because there are a lot of initiatives going on around related to student startups also, because students have a lot of creative ideas and they don't know how to go ahead. So
Yeah.
under this, we do provide these webinars.
Okay.
And I would say that we are going to complete this 1 year. I would like to continue that question's answer. So we are going to complete 1 year, and we are trying to strengthen all these portfolio, all these verticals. And along with that, we have one more aim, that to start working in copyright area and licensing services also to our clients. Also, one more thing, we are currently working in remote system setup. So we are planning to start our physical setup, permanent physical setup, so that we can meet our colleagues, our team, day-to-day basis.
Nice.
These
I
are our
think that
plans.
they are interesting, and I wish you luck for it. And I hope, everything falls in place, and I'll definitely visit you whenever the office is set up.
Sure.
So, since you said you're about to complete 1 year this July, so what are your learnings so far, Nidhi?
Main or key learning is to be open to learn anything, because if you are the owner of some organization, you have to perform all the tasks. Whether it is marketing, it is managing finance, admin work, or technical work, everything you have to perform in initial stage. Ra- Even if you are having dedicated people for this, you should know everything. So my key learning is, be flexible to learn and be open to learn anything. This is my key learning.
That is good. So, any person who wants to become an entrepreneur or start a startup, they need to know all aspects. If you are good at technical part, that is fine, but initially you would still need to learn everything to be in a position to run the company. Is that right? Did I get the message right?
Yes,
That
yes.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the Indian ecosystem right now? You are in Pune, so you can comment with respect to Pune, that how is it coming up, and what do you think should be done more to promote them?
It's actually really high time, because once I entered in this field, I came to know there are a lot of startups are coming right now. And even now, everyone knows that Shark Tank India also there, and there are a lot of startups came in this, and now second season is also coming. So it's really high time where a lot of startups are coming on a daily basis, and they actually seriously think about IP. And now government is also promoting startups and supporting by providing different schemes, rebates. There is different schemes and rebates for patent filing. They have less fees for patent filings, and even there is one more initiative where government provide IP facilitator to startups. So government is also very helping in this way. And I would say that research, business, and IP, all these things go hand in hand. And a startup should focus on IP development and management. So, though I have observed that the new coming startups are aware about IP, but still I feel there is still a lot of need to be aware about IP processes, that what is actually patent, what is actually trademark, and what things can be protected under IP. So such things should be known by startups. So our company, Path2IP, has a mission to spread IP awareness and helping in inventors, startups, and companies in IP adoption. So this, I think that's it.
The main challenge, I think, is that ensuring that everybody speaks the same language. Because when you are talking about IP, and like you said, that most of people do not distinguish between patents, trademarks, and copyright. So they need to know what each category is and what it relates to. So they need to know the terminology or the lingo for
Yes.
to be in a position to distinguish it. So Nidhi, what keeps you motivated throughout the day?
To be remain healthy and active throughout my life. When I get old, I am active. I am not dependent on anyone. This is my motivation. And also reading books, especially non-fiction books, is also one of my sources of to be motivated. So this is my source of motivation.
And I believe even the communities that you're working with, like the Society for the Women Engineer, while you were talking about it, you were quite, there was a change in the expression and everything. So one could relate that you get motivated from there as well. So that's nice to know. And
Yes, yes.
may
Those
you,
those communities are actually very helpful when once you meet such a powerful woman who are very active in these communities, you actually feel or understand how they are doing these things. That is actually meeting those people physically or even virtually, but you are talking directly to them.
yeah,
That is actually more helpful.
true. And then you feel if they can do it, we can also do it.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Nidhi, may you always stay healthy, active, and contribute to the Indian ecosystem. And I wish you good luck with Path to IP. It was pleasure having another mompreneur like you to share your journey with us. You have motivated many women and emerging leaders. So thank you, Nidhi. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everyone for joining us for this episode. Remember to subscribe to get updates. In the next episode, we speak to Nidhi's partner and co-founder, Miss Kavita Kanoj. Till then, take care.